Well, well, well. Finally, after a year of radio silence, here we are. God of War Ragnarok finally has a new trailer, and a gameplay one at that. Along with that, a significant amount of information has been revealed about the game itself. And being me, the apparent everything we know master, I think it's only right I tell you all what's up. So with that being said, drop a like and subscribe, grab your blades of chaos, sit back and enjoy. This is everything we know about God of War Ragnarok. So first things first, the setting. The game picks up about 3 years after the events of God of War 2018. Atreus is older, Kratos is wearier, and the world is eerier. The freezing winds of Fimbulwinter have come to Midgard, making survival for Kratos, Atreus and Mimir in the Norse wilds even more challenging than before. We can see in the trailer the Midgard we knew from the previous game is all but gone. The winter to end all winters, the precursor to Ragnarok, has begun. So that means no more sailing the Lake of Nine for our boys. Instead, we will be traversing the frozen surface of the lake with our trusty wolf companions, which I imagine Atreus has tamed and befriended, living up to the reputation of Loki. Speaking of Loki, a lot of the narrative of this game, and particularly Atreus' arc, will be about the prophecy revealed at the end of God of War 2018. Atreus is burdened by the thought of his true heritage and what it all means. Who is he truly? Who is Loki meant to become? Atreus is on a journey to discover himself, but Kratos, knowing what comes from conflict with gods, wishes to save his son from his own fate. Atreus is desperately curious. Like most young people, he wants to understand who he is more than anything. In this case, he wants to understand who he could be. The mystery of Loki's role in the upcoming conflict is something that Atreus cannot let go of. He wants to keep his family safe, but Atreus also doesn't want to stand by and do nothing while conflict consumes the Nine Realms. Kratos, still bearing the knowledge of his past mistakes, wants to spare Atreus the bloody lessons he learned from his conflict with gods. He wants to keep his son safe above all, and their confrontation with Baldur has vindicated the belief that only tragedy will come from further entanglements with the Aesir. In this game, we will see Kratos and Atreus venture out once more into the Nine Realms, only this time they are in search of Tyr, the god of war of the Norse realms, in the hopes that he can help them find the answers to the mysteries of Atreus and his giant legacy. What happened to them? Are they truly all dead? Evidently not, as in the trailer we are introduced to Angrboda, who is described as the last living giant. Atreus' interactions with this character are something I'm very much looking forward to, as traditionally Angrboda is a mate of Loki, so who knows what's going to happen there. But while searching for all of these answers, Kratos and Atreus are constantly being hunted by the two main antagonists of the game, Thor and Freya. Both fueled by their own vengeance, they each long to punish the father and son for their transgressions. Because of Kratos' actions at the end of the previous game, the once ally turned enemy Freya has sworn vengeance for the death of her son Baldur. Also suffering the loss of his sons and half-brother, Thor's legendary bloodlust and wrath will be aimed at Kratos and Atreus. We will see a side of Freya that was completely hidden before. Long dead is the caring, altruistic witch of the woods. Left in the shadow of her son's death is the ruthless warrior and Valkyrie queen, promising to rain down every agony imaginable upon Kratos and Atreus. We wanted to remind players that Freya isn't just a terrifyingly powerful user of Vanir magic, but also that she's a formidable warrior in her own right. Enraged by Kratos' evasion of justice by her hand, Freya will turn every weapon at her disposal towards her son's killer. On the other side we have Thor, whose infamous talent for brutality and cruelty will be aimed directly at Kratos and Atreus. The deaths of Magni, Modi and Baldur has only broadened his power. A vengeful Thor is as formidable a foe as you can get. Referred to despairingly by Mimir as the biggest butchering bastard in the Nine Realms, Thor earned his title as one of the most powerful Aesir gods by wiping out nearly all the giants at Odin's command. While we don't want to give too much away right now, we think even a peek at Mjolnir wreathed in lightning will give you a hint at just how formidable Thor will be as an adversary. Onto the gameplay and world aspect of things. The game seems to be built upon the foundations laid by God of War 2018, which makes for an easier development for the team, which we love. Looking at the trailer and the gameplay shown in it, it's clear to see that it's very much God of War 2018 Part 2, you know what I mean? It's everything you loved about the gameplay of the previous game, but bigger and better, in every way, with new attack abilities, runic summons and weapon skills. On the combat, the team had this to say. As a team, we've worked hard to take our learnings from God of War 2018 and improve upon combat to feel fresh yet familiar. With God of War Ragnarok, one of our main goals was to push player choice in combat, whether it's through hard-hitting combos, a mastery of elements, or clever defensive tactics. You will find plenty of opportunity to fight alongside our duo in a way that feels uniquely expressive. This is all wonderful to hear and I really can't wait to see what they have in store for us. As mentioned before, Fimbulwinter has begun and created an altogether more dangerous world for us to inhabit in the game. Enemies are stronger, harder to defeat, and more challenging than any we've faced before. The enemies that await in God of War Ragnarok will be ready. The realms have grown harsher, and a whole host of new creatures from across Norse mythology will test your skills. From the trailer you can see what happens when Kratos finds himself under the hooves of the Stalker, or grabbed between the jaws of a Drakey, and that's just the beginning. With an expanded cast of adversaries, we aim to keep each combat encounter memorable, from the smallest brawls to the big showstopper bosses. The danger of this world will not be confined to 6 realms this time, however, as it was revealed that we will have access to all 9 realms in this game. This means that we will get to explore the ancestral homes of Brock and Sindri, Freya and the Aesir. God of War Ragnarok will take you to the previously unreachable Vanaheim, Svartalfheim and Asgard, as well as to new areas from locations featured in the last game. Exploring the realms will take you everywhere from verdant otherworldly jungles to intricate subterranean mining networks. This next installment in the series will bring you a more diverse, beautiful and mysterious variety of locations than in any other God of War game. God of War Ragnarok is a game that I'm endlessly excited for, and I very much look forward to diving back into this expansive world they've created. If you know me, you know God of War 2018 is my favourite game of all time, and the reason I started making YouTube videos. My love for God of War was so much that I just felt that I needed to talk about it. I needed to make a video about it. So without that game, I wouldn't have discovered something that I absolutely adore doing. It's brought me a sense of achievement that few other things have, and that's just one of the reasons why this series will always have a place in my heart. If you do want to watch my God of War 2018 video, I'll link it in the card in the corner of your screen, but please bear in mind, it is my very first video, so the mic quality and some editing choices are actually certified ass, but it's a very well written video and I'm proud of it, so peep that if you want. But with that being said, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe with post notifications on, and check out the links in the description. I've been Ben, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed. Peace.